Oh my god, we're at the final chapter. This is episode 5. Wow. Alright, let's get right into it. Resolve of Inosuke Naohara. Wow, we're actually, okay. Everything's gonna happen in the car room. No more investigations, probably. So, the time's finally come. And the music's changed a bit here. Be counting on your support more than ever today, Mrs. Sato. He's looking a bit down, though. Mrs. Sato? Ah. Whoa. Oh no, what's the matter, Miss Naohara? Nothing? I was just saying that I'll be relying on your support today, but I'm so sorry. Of course, I know I could be rather incompetent at times, but I shan't let you down. Would you mind helping me to my feet then? Oh dear, I'm very sorry. Izara's-san isn't her usual self at all. That's highly surprising, I suppose. Yeah, she just found out her father is the partner of the world-famous detective, not to mention. It could be possible that Iris is her sister. Oh, there he is. Lord Van Ziegs. Thank you for all your efforts yesterday. Oh, did I hear that correctly? What? Oh, yeah, no, nothing. Just I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. His face says, I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. Could be the case that Gregson died. Yeah, Lord Van Ziegs isn't the Reaper, Miss Naohara. Good point. The Reaper? I suppose, in hindsight. I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh? It was my, Tacit? Or yeah, it must be Tacit, right? Acceptance of that pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend. That led you all to this. Alright. Just had the moment to drink and think. I don't know where to go or what to do, and so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel that his absence a little more or less keenly. Even if I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public. Yeah, it's covering the truth, that's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of doubt in court today. I never thought I'd say this, but I could see it in your eyes, that burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity. Thank you. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Oh, Iris. When do you get here? Oh. Ah, I bought you one of my special blends. He really loves it. He says it helps him to clear his head. Thank you. Oh. That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a side like this. You seem different today, Iris. Oh. Sort of. Subdued, I suppose. I'm not. What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. He's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Chi's laboratory. Alright then, good luck to both of you. Have to make a move now. Oh, you're not staying? I thought you want to watch today's proceedings. Well, I like to cheer you on, obviously. I've got lots to get ready. Get ready? For what? Oh, yes. Will you take this? Is this one of the felt dolls that usually dangle from your knapsack? Yes, it's a lucky charm. A little Hurley that I made once. Hurley? Looks more like a Harley to me. Get it? Oh, hey, hey. This is a bunny. Little rabbit. Hairs. Pull his ears. That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it. Alright. I've been told to tuck his ears if I run out of options in the trial today. I guess we're going to be doing that. You think what we'll need is luck? Let's just sneak the pit inside the car room. And it seems very different to normal. Yes, it would seem. That a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What does that mean? How's it come back home? Alright. Thanks, Shlomes. Was Professor Mikotoba out all night, do you think? Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all. They, Father, and Judge Joku, I mean. Judge Joku? I don't know why I said It's Jigoku. I'm guessing he's the judge today, maybe? Please make your way inside the car room once. I have a feeling that's the case. Thanks, Iris. You, Mr. Reaper, I hope it goes well. Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing. Oh, I'm so glad. Let's go inside now, Lord Van Zeeks. Is Jigoku there? Lord Van Zeeks has always been the formidable persecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today, I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Sogi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. I know exactly what destiny I had in store for me. So I've been leading up to this point, one day, to this trial, to this one final reckoning. I guess I go back to Japan at the end, maybe. If Naruhodo is the descendant to Phoenix Wright, right? There's no one here. There's people in the gallery, though. Feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. Our cold stare is piercing me like knives from all sides today. Ah, this is Naruhodo, look. Oh, Lord Strongheart. Is he allowed to do this? Kazuma must have known beforehand. The ramification of this trial now extends far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events had come to light that threatened the rock, the very foundations of our country's legal system. The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelations that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. I royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial. And one over which I'll, male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority. What? Six jurors flames just. As was the case in yesterday's proceeding, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zeeks. You are a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother, Clint, in fact. Whoa, different sound. In her name, the Majesty of the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. There's an update available. Sorry about that. I'll do that later. The defense is ready, my lord. As is the prosecution. Yesterday's proceeding brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scotland Yard. Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. In those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice. Mr. Daily Visual, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work, when in fact he wasn't. It would appear he buried his memories of the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. As well as he was engaged as chief warder at Berkeley Prison, he abetted the convict's escape. Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinners. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League, which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier. This was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord. Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Sogi. I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details. The official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday. At the time of death, it was 5 p.m. on the 1st of November. Indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled. Let's have the question. There are no refrigeration devices in part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse. My lord, this is more than just a conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly. Very well. Court will now accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident. It would, yes. Especially since, on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Visual to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities. Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities? Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the result of that investigation work. So the prosecution calls its first witness now. Oh, Gina. State your name and occupation for the court. Inspector Gina Lestrade, reporting. Representative of Scotland Yard. Self-conferred rank, but never mind. Gina, again? What's your problem, Otto? What's with that Gina again? Look, hey? Huh? Boss meant the world to me. He did more for me than anyone else ever did. Oh, Inspector Gregson, you mean? He got me back out of the slums of the East End and took me under his wing. Told me that life can have a purpose. That's why I'm the best person to be standing here, speaking for him. Oh, Gina. Right. All of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his hand twisted by Mr. Shlom's, no. What relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigation yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about. Yeah, very troubling. That face. Lord Stronghard knew. So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report. Coming right up, sir. All Yard's detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they are told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meanings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled good dealings that day. This day was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What mattered the most is there's witnesses was saw the Reaper at the place too. Smuggled goods. I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what's written in the book. Ah, I just dropped my controller, goddammit. Alright, it's well known they are disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. Or explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge. And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman clubs. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter. It can't be. We haven't heard anything about this. Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Baroque Van Zieks, was present. Very well then. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination. Standing off hard. Alright, bring this up. So you went through Inspector Gregson's things? Yep, as part of independent Lestrade investigation. I'm sure your superiors will be delighted that you're taking the initiative. So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. If anyone at the Yard had seen me going in there, they have turned me straight out on the streets. It's sounding less and less like an investigation, and more like something else. The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook. You got that right, nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and a trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby. Found it hidden in one of the desk drawers that had a false bottom. Ah, that's impressive. So then I went to hide myself where no one could find me so I could have a butcher's of what was written in it. As everyone at the Yard found me, they have turfed me up straight on the streets. I've given it in out though, if it weren't for me, I wouldn't have found it.
Hold it!
Let's see this. Let's press this. Lord Van Zieks was at the club. Looks like there's no disputing that he was there then. Well, we know the Lord Van Zieks was investing. Perhaps he already discovered the Inspector's secret notebook. Which led him to the club, you mean, maybe. Presumably then, there are also eyewitnesses who could testify that Gregson was there. None have been identified at the time, no. So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club. Boy, why aren't asking Inspector Lestrade here, eh? So that's all I got to work with. She's just not holding back with that ice-cold stare of hers, is she? I really don't know what to make all of this. Lord Van Zieks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson. He never mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident. You think Lord Van Zieks could have been lying to us? Do you? That's not the only way to explain this. If everything Lord Van Zieks has told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere. You mean, details we have yet to uncover? Exactly. A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's what we should be looking for here. All orders to you, Gina? Nah, not me. I'm above all that, see. Oh. The boss always had special orders for me. Grab some fish and chips or go give Toby his grub. That's the kind of thing. So errands more than orders then. Yeah, well, the apparently ain't want to sit around and wait to be told what to do even by the boss.
Hold it!
You have any ideas where those dealings were taking place? Yep. Right here in the boss's notes. Let's see if I could remember. As already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That won't be necessary. What? It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the Sogurans in the future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings. I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. All I've got to do is read it out. I could too. I've got this reading game buttoned up now. Can I show you what I can do? Go on. What's the harm? The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I can try to find out. What should I do? Insist. This is a closed card. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. No, my lord, the prosecution has no objections. Asma. There's no question that Inspector Grayson was looking into the black market dealings, however. It is not yet established that he was on that particular trial on the day in question. The defense requires to know the club's name. The prosecution has no intention of being obstructive. Right then. I get to show off my reading skills. All happy. The grouse.
Hold it!
The grouse? What sort of club is that? Ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing, but I'm kind of curious. They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted. Did you though? I could pick up a few good marks to see what else I could find out while I was in there. I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings are gonna take place, is it? Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives of the yard reckon. Says the even lower ranking detective. Do I have anything about the grouse? Rub his ears?
Hold it!
So how had the Inspector Grayson come to find about it in this case? That's the question, ain't it? I'm just an apprentice, so... Why didn't he inform Scotland Yard of his findings? Yeah, that's why I was asking myself. Because, you know, I'm just an apprentice. When it suits you, yes. Anyway, the point is, something went on in that club, no question. You can't say that for certain, though, surely. Well, something to do with the grouse. Do I have the book? That is the same in the book. Your passport, but nothing more than that. You see that? There's something stuck in the side of the trunk there. It's glinting. It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort. It's wedged so tightly, I can't remove it. But don't cut yourself. You better leave it, I think. And the blood. Looks like an oil stain. Should I rub the ears today? Right now? I don't know. Is the grousel thing important? Of significance?
Objection.
Whoops, I hit the wrong thing. That was... I pressed... I wasn't meant to do that. My hand just like kind of hovered over to... Oh, my thumb kind of hovered over to the Y. That was my fault. That was my bad, my bad. Yeah, anything here? Grouse? Which statement is contradictory? I don't think it's this. Nothing is this.
Hold it. Hold it.
Maybe we have to press another statement from the back. Let's see.
Hold it.
Wasn't that one?
Hold it.
Is it the... It might be the passport because it might be the passport. Maybe. I don't know.
Objection.
No, I ain't it. Yeah, I don't get. Already struggling with the first statement. It must be the grouse, right? Is that the one? Or is it the witness one? But I don't have any... I don't think I have evidence for that. Anything here? Maybe it is the 5th statement. You saw the Reaper there? Maybe not, actually, now I'm thinking about it.
Hold it! Hold it!
Damn, I'm already stuck at the first part, huh? I'm guessing it is this, but I don't know what it could be. Maybe his autopsy report? Could be. Smuggle goods. Is this something to do with the gun? What, maybe? Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. Witnesses, I don't have conscience. Looks like it was a big job. apparently, it was meant to... One.
Hold it! Hold it! Objection!
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Objection! Objection!
I don't even know what the contradiction is. We had it, and it turns out,
Hold it!
should I know where the winner, Honestly, I give up. I don't even know what it is.
Objection! Objection!
I'm so confused. This is the first statement and I can't even get it. Alright. They're supposed to follow orders or investigate what they're told, but a little search turned out. Apparently the small goods deal was supposed to happen at a gentleman's club called The Goose. I've never heard of that. I've never seen that. so...
Objection!
I need help. I actually need help. What is it? Should I just look it up? Because yeah, this one's actually stumped me. Like this is like the worst one. Surely it looks like it was a big job with the coppers went into it. There was witnesses that saw the Reaper at the place. Do I have anything? Nope. Not the autopsy. Passport? No. Trunk? No. Just picture here. No, no. Firecracker? No.
Objection!
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Because I think I spent a bit too long here. Try to get the non-spoilers. Spoiler free. Huh? Wait. Didn't we gone through... Yeah, we went through this. I'm curious. Alright, it's telling me this is something. Steamship ticket. The SS Goose. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. It's written on the back of the ticket. Alright.
Objection!
Oh, Jesus. Alright, we got over the first hurdle. This is not a gentleman's club. This is an actual place. Yep. So you say that they probably won. What do you mean by that? I mean that the place that Inspector Gregson was secretly going... Yeah. May have not been a gentleman's club at all. Alright, and then, okay. Get over the first hurdle. We needed that. Steamship. You think? Is the ship? Yep. Right here. The other side, my lord. Alright, be more specific next time. What did you say? This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Alright, this would appear to be a ticket for a passage upon a steamship, yes. The SS Goose. steamship.
Objection.
There's a steamship named the Goose. It happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say there's a flaw in your logic in there. How? Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port? The ship arrived at port of Dover on the 1st of November. Ah. Day on which sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, the 31st October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission, that ship haven't yet docked on British shores. It would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
Objection.
Yeah, the fact that the steamship haven't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Goose on the day in question. To show your evidence for that assertion. Alright, I think we got this. For the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim to the victim was investigating on the 31st. This, right? It's passport.
Take that.
What's this? Passport for travel issued to the victim. Dated 31st October. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility it was even in the country. True. This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. The day before the SS Goose arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who was on board, at the port of Dunkirk. Is it Dunkirk? I'm impressed, Minosuke Naruhodo. I said to inspect you to get your hands on that passport. What? You mean you knew about this? Prosecution strategy for the trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at the London club. The outcome of Scotland Yard's investigation and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. Personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecution office is trying to hide something. And now you expertly disproving their assertion. I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna... Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts. Let me guess, this was your intention from the outset. Wasn't it? The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper. Reaper? Alright. Whoa. Order. What on earth are you saying, Counsel? The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. Yeah, alright. Okay. So he's saying the Reaper is Lord Van Zeeks, which isn't the case. Alright, never mind. He was in fact acting for the Reaper. Alright. So you're saying the mission he was undertaking was... Alright, yep. Assassination. Wait, what the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss wouldn't have done nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes sense. Perfect sense. No way. Is Gregson actually... Yeah, was he operating as the Reaper? Yeah, it's not Lord Van Zeeks though. True Reaper is someone else. A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man. And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Cruise on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all. I have some solid reasoning, apparently. Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. So Mikotoba and Judge Jugoku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. Alright, what's so funny? You go for the... Poof. But I think perhaps he missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Gregson did aboard it. He got killed. The assassin got assassinated. Inspector Gina Lestrade, huh? What? The victim's notebook that you read, an excerpt from earlier, it doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years ago of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying. Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had him coming. Boss weren't the Reaper. Or Gina. There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors. I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it. Then testify again as a representative of Scotland Yard. You said it your chance to defend your boss. I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Mr. Strade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. Alright. Alright. Okay, yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to the past 10 years. Names of victims, dates, and place and stuff. And the last entry in there was 31st of October. Then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal who got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all. Well, there we go. Gina's she's gonna face the real truth here, face the facts. Keep your personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here. I've only known if he was working with the Reaper. Alright. So, who is this final mark? Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. Oh, how do you read this then? Reading's still not a strong suit. This ain't the problem, right, Otto? It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read. So someone from overseas. What, Shin? Let me have a bash at it. Seishiro. Is it? Seishiro. Jugoku? Koku? Jugoku. Can't be. Seishiro Jugoku. The judge. But that's just Jugoku. Seishiro Jugoku. Certainly not an English name. You're right.
Objection.
They can be right. I know Judge Jugoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday. He's here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated. As I said, the Reaper failed. Oh. Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. Oh. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate that mistake, so he killed the inspector. Alright, that's his theory. The Reaper, of course, being the accused, Arok Van Zieks. It's an undeniably logical argument. Kazma, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you? Whoa. That's Van Zieks, right? Yeah, he's getting the foot on top. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow chalice whilst I stand accused of murder. Of antiques. The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of the court to decide. But there is one thing I could say unequivocally. Yeah, whatever. That girl is no detective. Eh? What? No, that's right, I ain't. I'm an inspector. Repeating rumors heard around the yard. Reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony, it's practically a script. No doubt the rest of the trial will go exactly as you certainly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper. You sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. Hold on, so I need to adjust my... Looked at my eye. Okay, grant the request. Defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. Alright, so allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately. Alright, so this seems like a press. At once, my lord. What do you mean a criminal? Judge Jigoku is no criminal. Don't ask me, I don't know nothing about her. Oh. Do you remember what father told us? The Judge Jigoku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the professor's case, I'm sure. Yes, of course, you're right. Yeah, I remember, yeah. Broke the stand, yeah. Actually managed to break the witness stand, yeah. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. It was a pitiful situation, yes. I've forgotten all about it. But I prosecuted that trial too, as that happens. Did? It was considered to be an adjunct to the professor's proceedings, you see. He was acquitted after being told to make reparation for the damage. Reparation, probably. Reparation. There you have it. I've won. Clearly the accused haven't forgotten his own rule. There's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court. Guilty or innocent alike. What? No. Are you suggesting that the reason Judge Jigoku was targeted for the assassination was cause he broke the witness stand? A bit petty. Isn't it absurd? The whole premise? Nah, I tell him to fuck off.
Hold it!
I think this might be... So you've complete faith that Inspector Gregson is innocent in all of this. Also do, I mean... I owe to him that, don't I? Because he's the only one who had faith in me. And... Boss promised me he did it. He promised me that even though I was just a diver, he could turn me into a top-notch detective. A cove with a good eye. And that ain't gonna go rob people of their futures, is he? Alright. Every single person killed by the Reaper was a criminal of the first order. Lowlifes like that have no compunction about robbing hundreds of others of their future. Their ludicrous acquittals in court gave them the freedom to make hundreds more suffer. So what? You justify your actions because you were protecting innocent people's futures? I'm not suggesting that the Reaper's methods are just at all. But life isn't black and white. That's all I'm saying. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. So what we have to work with. That's what we have to work with. Alright, Lord Van Zeke's understands. I'm sure Gina's know nothing she hasn't told us already. Did you notice how Kazuma-sama reacted to Lord Van Zeke's words? When he called him an even more sensitive Reaper, you know? You know? You mean? He's looking for revenge against the person he considers to be his father's killer, after all.
Hold it!
In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper. He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret. That notebook said what he found. If I may, when originally people began... Oh, my voice gone. Gone and forgotten. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believe the power of intermediate London's criminal classes. Intermediate? Yeah, intermediate. Or intimate. What? Never mind, fuck it. Gregson was one arm of the Reaper. One arm? What are you on about? Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them alone. The Reaper is an organization. With you at its head? I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So, I'd be able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location. You knew it said gross. Believing it to be a reference to the gentleman's club, I went there on the day in question to investigate, and lo. Ah, so that explains why several members of the club claimed to have seen you there. But of course, the inspector was not there. At the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Mental trunk? That's your testimony of the contents. He knows about the trunk. He seemed a little shocked a moment ago. Oh, I think I know what happened. Oh no, it's alright. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? He went through that trunk.
Hold it!
My man went through that trunk. That's his sword. I was wondering what the metal thing is. It's his sword. He probably used the sword he has in Britain, not his passed down generational sword. Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something? Is she here? Were you even listening yesterday? That's a shin. The assassin. What? Like, killer, you mean? Gregson was the tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He was investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they will be vulnerable, and who to use to get at them. If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Ah, then perhaps what is said on the passport document. Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that one additional person have been clearly the assassin who was meant to take Seishiro Jigoku's life? One name was written. Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens. What? Just had a question mark or some of that, I think. In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case. But Gregson was the one making the plans. Was he not? Oh, how infuriating. Nameless assassin. Did we do that already?
Hold it!
I think we did this already. No? Oh, never mind. I haven't. Mark was Seishiro. That's what he said. Funny name, if you ask me. It's Japanese. I thought your name was odd. The pleased to have lost my crown there. Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court. I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago. Studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Stronghand. That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. So, Lord Stronghand was Judge Jigoku's mentor. If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now. After that fateful case. Precisely. In the aftermath of the professor's case, his repreciation or so has organized immediately. Reparation? I'm not gonna continue. I'm not. Probably should search it up, but it's already 2 hours. Oh, objection. Something's happened. Right. I've had enough about this. Alright. Okay. This is all just pressing. All this nonsense in the boss plan to kill people is cobblers. Come on, Otto. Yes? When you say nothing. Why aren't you yelling out objection or something? Oh. You gotta find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here. No question. You gotta work out who it is. Please. For the boss. I don't know. I think Gregson might be. And our boss was an insult to the court and to your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective. Wow. When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Mr. Strayed. No way. Is that clear? Huh? Huh? I had it with the law, you. It's lies every pleading place you look in this world, isn't it? Well, I had enough. Gina. So have I. After that little speed of genius, I've made up my mind. What do you want, Miss Naruto? There was one point in this cross-examination, and something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd. Oh, do you mean, I don't know which statement it was. You gotta find a flaw somewhere.
Hold it!
I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve. What do you mean? Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency. What? An inconsistency? Really, Otto? I don't quite know what it means yet, but... Wait. Alright, said by... I know who it is. It's Kazuma. Probably. I hope it's Kazuma.
Take that!
Are you Kazuma Sogi? Me? Is this some attempt of filibustering counsel? Prosecutor Sogi have given a no testimony. Or are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent? You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I presented the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you realized what you've done. Jesus, I don't know what it is. Well, I need to save again. I think it's the box, but I don't know if I show the box or should I show the passport. Oh, is it the trunk, actually?
Take that!
Yeah, this. It's trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson. Metal construction, is it? Certainly very heavy. What's this? A bloodstain. And a relatively fresh one, too. What? You mean that ain't grease for all the boss's fish and chips? Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed. It can be. There was no mention of any trunk in Scotland Yard's report. Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it. But I found it, me, with my nose for trouble. Huh. Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. Oh my fucking god. Kazuma, don't tell me you killed him. Don't tell me you were the assassin, and yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Kazuma. Oh my god, it's getting to 2 hours, and because he was making his way to the steamship dock on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Yeah, that was it. That was the statement that didn't sit right. So, the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk? We know the man went on a trip to France. Where else would he put his passport?
Objection.
But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On the 31st of October, where were you exactly? At the port of Dunkirk. On board the SS Gruz. Is that the answer you're looking for, Rinosuke? Kazuma, what did you... Oh my god, Kazuma used the gun. I hadn't considered the possibility before, but Kazuma was there on the ship then. It could only have been for one purpose. Oh no, Mr. Naruhodo. Surely you don't think... Oh no, he has two swords here though. Come on, Rinosuke, you know the rules. The only one thing that really talks in the courtroom is hard evidence. I understand Inspector Gregson always took that case with him when he traveled. So as it stands, you've proved nothing. Kazuma. Are you challenging me to prove it? Beyond all reasonable doubt? That you were there that day? In the same place as the inspector? He was there with Gregson. It's a clue that you've overlooked. A secret that trunk can tell us. I'm sure at this point I need to verify it. I have a nasty feeling I'm going to be right. The accusation being made is deeply disturbing. Nevertheless, we must test it. Alright, I'll go into the trunk. Can we open? Case? Let's have a look inside. It's this, right here. Stuck on the side of the trunk there. It's glittering. Glinting. Well, don't cut yourself, you better leave it, I think. Is this red?
Got it.
Big garden. The small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here, like the tip of a blade. Blade. Kazuma, slung around your waist as ever today, is the esteemed blade Kuruma. Of course it is. Won't you draw it here in this car room? Old to see. Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff, watch prosecutor Sogi like a hawk. It won't be necessary. It's chipped. He actually used Kuruma. Oh no. The tip. It's broken. If the fragment of metal from the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed. Kazuma? Agreed? What did you say? Did I say that right? Excellently done, Rinosuke. That's the point to you. And well deserved. Agreed. Kazuma Sogi? Agreed. Do you mean to tell the card, Prosecco? Asogi? Yes, on the 31st, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. So the additional person authorized to travel was me. And the mission was the assassination of the Mark. What? What? Wait, he was one of the assassins? You mean you're the killer whose name was omitted from this notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Jigoku? Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I have killed no one. Explain. I accept the assassination mission, yes, and I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk. But I never had the intention of carrying out the plan. Is it Dunkirk or Dunkirk? I'm going to say Dunkirk because it sounds like it does sound familiar, Dunkirk. After all, Judge Jigoku arrived safely in London the following day. On the 31st, I boarded a train. I boarded a train for London with the Inspector. Yeah. Boarded on the SS Goose, made for the cabin dead, and indicated in the plan. You already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyway. I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life. So I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. Spent the night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning. Alright, a boarding house in Dunkirk. My signature will be in the register book. It will be simple enough to verify. Then, what became of Jigoku? Gregson was no assassin, so the mark was spared. I'm sure it's easy enough to imagine what happened after that. Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He met up with the Reaper in the room and Fresno Street to report the failure. Causing the infuriated mastermind to pull the trigger and end his wretched agent's life. That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder. If you did nothing as you claim, how did the tip of your sword come to be lodged in the inspector's trunk? I don't need to answer that. What? The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of the Japanese raid is relevant to the case. And accordingly, I choose to exercise my right to silence on that matter. Be that as it may, the court will sequester the sword as evidence. As you wish, my lord. Can't believe he actually used his sword. The Kuruma. Remains unharmed. I agree. That should be our first priority. It's recently come to my attention that he hasn't been seen since yesterday. Or did you? When a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise. You don't mean to say they think Judge Jigoku may have been killed? Reaper has more than one assassin at his disposal, and he has the power and influence to give orders from the inside of the prison cell. Is that right, Lord Van Ziegs? If I were truly the Reaper, I'll be able to tell you. Order in the court, order! We'll take an emergency recess for 30 minutes. Now, this of the supposed have been told to maintain regular contact with the organization's office. Organizer's office. You have to assume the worst. Oh no, not Judge Jigoku. No one will want to harm a harmless Japanese man. Or want to kill a harmless Japanese man. Except that is... well, the Reaper want to finish off a mark that slipped through the net 10 years ago. I would have to agree. Alright, I think this is a perfect time to... Ms. Naoto, for the defense's sake, Lord, I sincerely hope we are successful. If you are unable to confirm Mr. Jigoku's healthy existence in the next 30 minutes, you will face grave difficulties. Ah. Was adjourned for 30 minutes. I bet you they can't find him. I bet you that's why Sherlock and, Herlock and Mikotoba went. Because I'm in a nightmare. I can hardly believe it either. On the other hand, Kazuma isn't in the habit of making up stories. I have such a terrible sense of foreboding. Something awful had happened to Judge Jigoku. And I feel as though things will only spiral further and further out of control. I feel it from the moment I stepped into the courthouse this morning. That strange sensation that we were careering towards a foregone conclusion. Well, in the worst case, we might only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we can do but wait now. We're out of options. Actually, there may be one last hand we can play. Or rather, one last ear. Of course. Little Mr. Shlom's doll that Iris gave us. For some special reason, we run complete out of options in trial today and pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can. Yank it. Perhaps now is the time. What should I do? Pull Hurley's ears or not? Let's pull. Here goes then. We're gonna do it. Good luck, Miss Naruto. No looking back. Eve. Ow. I scream. Sound like Mr. Shloves. Mr. Shloves, why are you? Here, my dear fellow, here. It's the fell doll talking. Pull the ears again, Miss Naruto, as hard as you can. Alright then, I'll pull with all my strength into it. Ow. Please, my dear fellows, you don't need to peel my ear off. Mr. Shloves, where are you? Myself and my trusty partner are on the SS Bureau. Oh, the SS Gruz, yeah. The SS Gruz, she left over last night after the final pieces of cargo were loaded. We are currently docked at Dunkirk, but due to underway again in half an hour. You've taken a ship to France? Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by the cab to the station and by the train to the port, in order to board this vessel in time. So, you mean you already worked it out? That the steamship was where everything really took place? It's now how to pray. What is my name? Sherlock Holmes, world-famous great detective. Decided to perfection. Well done. You're a genius, Mr. Holmes. That's the only word for it. Ow, ow. Mrs. Addo, general with the genius ear, please. Oh my, I am so sorry. I may, Shlomes. Ah, there you are, Mikotoba. You may remember that it was in fact I who made the connection to the SS Gruz. At Scotland Yard yesterday, when we examined that notebook, I recalled my steamship ticket. But of course it was, my dear fellow. And not once did I controvert the fact. I merely had our cord-bound companions utter my name. Yes, you did, didn't you? We just entered a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now. And if we're unable to present any new leads then, I'm afraid to say. Do not fret, please. It's for precisely that purpose that my partner and I had made this journey. I have no doubt we shall have welcome news for you within the hour. Or half hour. Thank you, Mr. Shlomes. That would be wonderful. Until later then. Yes, you'll be hearing from us if you're not in touch first. Ow. I shan't be hearing anything if you keep tugging my ear in that mindless fashion. Whatever was the idea behind making a receiver operate in the way in the first place, Shlomes? Why the deuce would I know? It's Iris' invention, not mine. Yeah, interesting invention. That's like high tech there. Does it exist? There's no way that exists in the real world. That's just, yeah, that's real big high tech. Alright, well, there are times, Mikotoba, and you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let's begin. What? We'll go. Oh, first class cabin number 2. Yes, this is the one. I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing. That crewman standing in front of the door is an angry-looking fellow. Why are you loitering here? Who are you? My dear fellow, do you not recognize the world-famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you? Do you not recognize the world-traveling great sailor Tikhon Stroganov when you see great detective? Ah, I don't think so. You see that, Mikotoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine. Goodness me. Is that a tattoo? That says Slomes? I must say, while such adoration is flattering, naturally, it does leave me a little cold. What are you on about? Leave, now. I'll distract him. My loyal devotee know me only by my name and not by appearance. And I already know a great deal about you, sir. You have a brother, I believe. Like yourself, he's a shipman. Here on the bureau. Currently traveling the world aboard a Russian steamship, in fact. How could you know this? Elementary, my dear Mikitoba? Sure, it was. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard this ship, you see. We're looking for one of my fellow passengers, a man by the name of Jigoku. There is no one with such a name on board. We know that he purchased a ticket for passage. What is Jigoku doing? You mean Eastern man? He left ship 2 hours ago. Here at Dunkirk, he said something about a mercy, I think. What? Are you sure? The Shisha realized that we're after him, has he? His cabin is the one behind you. You should like to investigate, please. No, I have orders not to let even mouse inside. Mikitoba, be a good man and draw this sailor's attention away, would you? Make up some excuse so that he leaves the area. Doesn't great detective see? That even sailors have ears, both left and right. Curses! The plan is ruined. And you only have you only have yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Shloves. Forget it. Cabin door is locked. Even if I'm not here, you cannot get inside. Oktober? I'm sure you haven't forgotten my special talent, have you? Opening any lock? Within a mere 5 seconds. So if you be kind to us to afford me the requisite time, old friend, in your typical accommodating manner, how could I refuse such a typical unappealing request, old friend? So I need to distract that burly sail for 5 seconds, do I? Good man. So, the game is afoot. Alright. I think this is a good time to save it, though. Good time to save. And return back. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, we're at the final stages. Should I look at the... Nah, that's gonna be spoilers, right? Let me just peer my eye out. Hold on. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Yeah, so that was it. The Great Ace Attorney. Good session all around. Final episode. And I think we're gonna wrap it up in the next session, probably. Or 2 more sessions. Who knows? But yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this session of the Great Ace Attorneys. And I'll see you guys next time. And catch you guys later.